Hey guys, welcome back to Fieldnotes. It is now early September and I'm once again out here on this property in southwest Georgia where I've been doing the drift fence surveys. Now, this project was supposed to be done about a month and a half ago, but over the course of the entire project, we've hit obstacle after obstacle. It's just been kind of a slog trying to get through all these things. That everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and if I'm being honest, it's been a real headache much of the time, especially since I've been doing most of this work by myself and living on the road. I've had all sorts of issues on this project over the last couple years. I've had deer run through my drift fences. I've had beavers chew up drift fences. I've had tree falls on traps, on fences. I've had roads wash out, just all sorts of things. Vehicle problems, both trucks and four-wheelers. So back in July, I was supposed to start picking up my drift fences and traps and cover boards and stuff, start to wrap up. And I came out here on my four-wheeler and it died. All right, so I rigged up the trailer to the four-wheeler. I was gonna come out here under the cover of darkness to start collecting traps and drift fence material and cover boards. And I thought that would be a brilliant idea. Do it when it's not hot. And so I came out here and there's this tree in the road. So I stopped, got my axe out, cut off enough so I could get around it, come back to the four-wheeler, and what do you know? It won't start. It is dead. So, my brilliant idea has now landed me 2 miles into my site. It is 11 p.m. and I have to walk back. So, I wasn't able to access most of my stuff, and four-wheeler's been in the shop ever since. And I came out here this week because I got a call saying it was done. So I drove 5 hours out just to learn that it's not done. And so, yeah, I will not be wrapping up this week. I can access this small part of, this Xeric Bluff here. The soil's real sandy, and I'm allowed to drive my truck there. It's not, super wet like the rest of the property. So I'm going to go out today and collect a bunch of the cover boards and tin that I have set out in this area, and that's about all I'll be able to do. And it's pretty hot, so I doubt we'll see anything under them, but I'm going to collect them, check underneath them one last time. A hurricane came through last week, and so we've had a little spell of cooler weather. We've even had lows in the lower 60s a few nights, so there's a chance we'll see something out there. But I'll collect those, and then after that, I'll add a few clips of stuff that I've seen over the years that I never put into a video. And so I hope you guys enjoy, and bear with me. I'll be back on probably another project in the next month or two, but I'll see you guys then. This habitat is not something you see very often anywhere, much less in the state of Georgia. This is just some fantastic Xeric pine savanna. A lot of longleaf, that's the dominant tree out here. Got a few oaks, it's mostly longleaf, and some of these are not old growth, but they're definitely mature. It's just a beautiful place. Here's this stack of stuff. I've had shed skins under this stack, but no snakes yet this year. Let's see. Nothing there. And nothing there. I was hopeful, especially having this burned out stump hole here, log. A lot of cavities there. I was hoping we'd get some overwintering snakes this spring, come out and use these boards. But they used them, I just never found them. Well, we've got snakes out. I was just walking to this next piece of cover. Saw a really big coach whip disappear into this thick stuff. Really big, and I've caught an individual out here a couple times. It's over 7 feet. It's a really big snake, and I'm guessing that was her. That was just a giant snake. But, well, if nothing else, that's exciting. But I'm going to check out this stack of stuff here along this log. This has a little bit of wood on top of a big piece of tin, and I've got a couple boards underneath. And this has been a really good set this year. I caught a couple corn snakes. And this spring I got a double flip corn and scarlet king snake. And then I came back the next day and there was a second scarlet king snake under. So it's been a really, really good set. And then once again, I think that layering is key. Provides some thermal gradients for snakes. Oh, there's a corn snake right there. I'm gonna need both hands for a second. All right, sorry I had to drop the camera there for a second, but this corn snake was getting away and I needed both hands. Very cool. I think this is a new snake. It doesn't appear to be marked, and this guy's deep in shed, and so very cool. I did not expect, honestly did not expect this at all. So I guess today is not a total loss. Now let's see if we've got anything under these other boards. Well, you can see a lot of tunnels under here. So there's been a lot of rodent activity, a lot of small mammals. We've seen shrews and moles, all sorts of small mammals. So that's no wonder that we've gotten a lot of corn snakes under these boards. But all right, well, that looks to be it. And I'll collect these boards, and then I'll take a tiny bit of data on that corn snake, and then we'll find a good burrow for it to go down so it's still got some shelter. All right, so here he is. We got some measurements, and took some parasite swabs, and he's ready to go. He's kind of in rough shape, or she is. She's got some eroded ventral scales and some, possible old injuries. So I think this shed's pretty important for her, and so I've decided to leave this cover until my next visit, because she was clearly benefiting from it heating up. So we're just gonna let her finish her shed cycle, and then we'll pick this board up next time. All right, here's our last set. Let's get some good moisture under here. Yeah, nothing. All right, well, we did better than I expected with one coach whip that shot away and a corn snake. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna take these things back to the truck, and I'll throw in some clips here at the end of some stuff that I've seen over the last 2 years on the drift fences, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, so I was just headed over to my next fence when right along the edge of this path here, we've got a big Florida softshell. And I assume this is probably a female, and she's probably up looking for a place to lay, or maybe she's already laid. But yeah, just a beautiful big Florida softshell. Really cool turtles. And they just look so different from all our other turtles. The head structure, the shape of that snout, placement of the eyes, and then also just the whole shell. They're just alien. she's headed back over towards that pond. So maybe she does have a good bit of dirt on her, so maybe she already laid. I'm just gonna let her do her thing, you know, not gonna interfere at all. Now I'm looking, just about 10-12 feet away from where she was sitting, and right here in the middle of the path, in this dirt, there are fresh, appear to be claw marks, like she's tried to dig here in the road, and here's a little bit, looks like the beginning of a cavity, but man, this is just rock hard dirt, super dry right now. And there's a couple more here that may have been her. I suspect that was also her. So yeah, I think she either needs to find another spot or possibly wait for some more rain, because yeah, I don't think she's going to get very far in this. All right, I got quite the surprise in this trap. This is a sandhill area full of tortoises. It's up on a big sandy bluff, and I saw some frogs jumping around. I'm like, what in the world is this? And it turns out I've got river frogs in this trap. I've got 2 individuals here, and there is river not too far away, but it's down a pretty steep bluff, and yeah, it's just really surprising that these young frogs would be up on this sandhill. That's wild. We did get rain last night, so I guess it gave them a chance to move, but man, that's not what I expected to find in here. Hey, look at that. Got another slender glass lizard. This one's not quite as big as the other ones. Very cool. It's good to know that they're more widely distributed across the property. This is the first one I've gotten in this hickory pine upland. Still pretty dry and xeric, but it's not an area with a lot of tortoises. It's not a sand hill like where I've been seeing them at the other spot. So really cool. Now this is frustrating. As you can see, last night I caught some rodents, and they've chewed through 5 traps. So yeah, that is 5 traps that either need to be repaired or replaced. So you can kind of see just how much work these drift fences are. I lose a lot of traps to raccoons, lose a lot of traps to rodents. And I'm constantly having to repair these fences. Either trees fall on them, limbs fall on them, or just general wear and tear, or stakes break, so I have to reinforce those. So you can see this is a lot of work, and that's why it's extra frustrating when I'm not catching a lot of snakes. Alright, so I'm out on this wetland fence that I've got on the edge of the pond here, and mostly just been getting fish, a few mud turtles, but finally we got a banded water snake in this trap. And I figured it was only a matter of time. These guys are pretty much wetland generalists. You can find them in almost any body of water down here in the coastal plain. And sure enough, probably the first of many. Alright, here's this banded water snake that I got in this fence. As you can see, she's calmed down a good bit. She got most of the biting out of her system, and she's all worked up. Took some data, and she's ready to be released. There we go.